Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Rangers. Red Ranger's Inner Conflict. A Tale from Universe 20. Raphael stood on the roof of a building. The night sky was invaded by the lights and sounds of the hectic city around. Raphael stood with his eyes closed as he took a deep breath in. He then pulled out both his twin Tai. His eyes snapped open as he thrust one sai out forward, stomping his foot as he did. He then spun around and swung the second sai. He entered a dance of strikes and swings with coordinated foot placements. Life had been rather simple lately, so training was the only way to burn away the quiet nights. Raphael stopped suddenly as he felt a lurking presence watching him. "I swear to God, you better be trapped up here, 'cause I ain't in a nice mood right now," Raphael grunted. "I ain't here to fight, Raph. I came 'cause I need your help," a voice replied. Raph spun around with his guard up, size slightly raised, ready to block. Then he lowered his guard once he saw Kai, the Lost Galaxy Blue Ranger, standing out from the shadows. "What's going on, Kai?" Raphael asked bluntly. "I need some help. We're kinda got ourselves in a bit of a pickle," Kai muttered. Raphael slotted his sai into his belt and sat down on the ledge of the building. He then gestured Kai to continue. The council found an energy surge, pulsing, really powerful. It was dimensional energy and morphing grid energy, specifically pink morphing grid energy. We picked up 4 life signs. 3 of them were immobile. That is when we got word that 3 pink rangers had gone missing. Cassie, Kat, and April, Kai explained. Raphael clenched his fists as the name April was spoken. "April's been kidnapped? Bloody hell, why weren't we told?" Raphael barked. "We tried to contact your brothers, but none of them answered. You're the last one," Kai replied awkwardly. Raphael, for a moment, took offense to what was just said. He took offense that he was the last of his brothers that was contacted, but then he thought about how useful Leonardo and Donatello were in these type of situations. He made a mental note on grilling Kai after April was saved about why Michelangelo was picked before him. He then snapped back to the conversation at hand. "So what do we have to do?" Raphael asked. The Astro Mega ship flew high in the sky. Raphael looked at Kai, who had just announced the third party member to their extraction team, Carlos, the Green Turbo and Black and Space Ranger. "Is that it? No one else?" Raphael asked bluntly, knowing full well that there were other rangers that could be called upon. He then saw the disheartened look on Carlos's face. "No offense," Raphael muttered. "Well, you can see it as either this is all we could get at this moment in time, as we had to rush and a lot of council members are busy with pressing matters, or we could decide to go with the fact that this is a small-man team and we need to be fast, hit hard, and still don't know exactly who took the girls," Kai stated. "Oh, brother," Raphael said, rolling his eyes. "It's okay, we got this. We can save them," Carlos butted in. "All right, short stuff. We shall see," Raphael grunted. The Astro Megaship approached the source of the spiking and dimensional energy and morphing grid energy. It was a large field with stone pillars in the middle. The grass was all scorched, which took the shape of a massive symbol. The 3 pink rangers were chained to the stone pillars. A singular ranger stood in the center. She held the staff of Rita Repulsor. She held it into the air. The pink rangers were now demorphed and screaming in pain as their energies were being ripped from them. Raphael, Carlos, and Kai jumped out of the floating Astro Megaship and landed on the ground. Raphael threw one of his sai, which struck the staff in the ranger's hand, which cut off the spell. The 3 chained females stopped screaming as the energy siphoning subdued. Then the evil ranger turned to the 3 of them. "How dare you!" the ranger roared. Then they saw it. It was the Ranger Slayer that stood before them. "Kimberly? It's not our Kimberly, so that explains the dimensional energy reading," Kai muttered. "Who cares where she came from? Let's just knock the helmet off her head," Raphael growled. Raphael pulled out his power morpher. "It's morphing time!" Raphael barked. Kai pulled up his sleeve and held up his wrist, and then he placed 2 fingers on his morpher. "Go, Galactic!" he called out. Carlos held out his master morpher. "Let's rock it!" he called out, and the morpher revealed the Black in Space power coin. Raphael then held out his own power morpher. "Tyrannosaurus!" he barked, and then the 3 glimmers of colour, 3 surges of morphing grid energy, and the Ranger Slayer was met with the Black and Space Ranger, the Blue Lost Galaxy Ranger, and the Red Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Ranger. The three Rangers ran at the Ranger Slayer. The Black and Space Ranger jumped up and swung a foot at the Ranger Slayer, but she caught the Black Ranger by the ankle and pulled him down, slamming him into the ground. She then blocked an incoming sword strike as the Blue Lost Galaxy Ranger swung his Quasar Saber. She grabbed the saber by the blade and lifted the Ranger off his feet as he held onto the saber with a tight grip. She then slammed her fist into the Blue Ranger's chest multiple times before flinging him away. The Red Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Ranger drew his power sword infused Sai and dove in. He swung both Sai at rapid pace, striking the Ranger with a flurry of attacks. Then he jumped up and spun and kicked the Ranger. The Ranger Slayer flew back and crashed into the ground. The Red Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Ranger stood firm and strong as he watched the Ranger Slayer stand and thrash around in anger. "Kimberly, calm down! Don't make me hurt you!" the Red Ranger roared. "Kimberly? Oh, you think I'm Kimberly? No. I am much more," the Ranger Slayer cackled. Then she removed her helmet, revealing her true self. This version of the Ranger Slayer was not Kimberly, but April O'Neil. "April," the Red Ranger gasped. "In my universe, I was left in the dirt. I was left alone. You all abandoned me. So now I plan on gaining more Pink Ranger power, and I'm going to destroy all you Rangers," April sneered. Then she placed her helmet back on and summoned her Slayer bow. She drew an energy arrow and fired it. The Red Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Ranger deflected the arrow with one of his Sai. The Blue Lost Galaxy Ranger and the Black and Space Ranger staggered over to join the Red Ranger. "Get the Pink Rangers free and onto the Astro Mega ship. I got this one," the Red Ranger ordered. They both looked at each other, then looked at the Red Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Ranger. They decided not to argue with him. There was a reason Kai asked Raphael to join the mission after all, and he was playing his role perfectly. Both Rangers ran off to the stone pillars to free the three captured Pink Rangers. The Ranger Slayer growled. She wanted to stop them, but the sight of Raphael in his Red Ranger form brought back bad memories. Brought up so much hidden anger, she drew another energy arrow and fired it. As soon as the energy construct left her fingertips, she bolted forward. The Red Ninja Turtle Ranger deflected the arrow once again. The Ranger Slayer jumped and rammed her knee in the Red Ranger's helmet, smashing her knee so hard it made the Red Ranger fall back. The Ranger Slayer jumped on top of him and pushed her bow down onto his neck as they landed on the ground. The Red Ranger was struggling to free himself. He rose his knees up and quick and sharply, slamming them into her back. He then headbutted the Ranger Slayer as hard as he could. He then pushed her off of him and quickly scurried from the conflict. He climbed to his feet with a heavy breath. "You will not succeed. I will stop you," the Red Ranger growled. The Ranger Slayer knelt there and roared out, pure anger in the form of a vocal assault. She held out her hand and Rita Repulsa's staff came flying towards her. She caught it, aimed it at the Red Ranger. The morphing grid suddenly started draining from the Red Ranger as it was absorbed into the staff. "You took my Pink Ranger powers from me? Fine. I will take yours instead," the Ranger Slayer roared. The Red Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Ranger fought with all his might. He took a step forward. As his power drained, his suit started flaking away as the morphing grid left him. He fought with every ounce of his strength, every possible muscle. He took another step and then another, getting closer and closer to the Ranger Slayer. He finally took his last step and was in range of the Ranger Slayer. His suit flaked away, his powers were almost gone. He held up his normal Sai and slammed the tip of them into the center of the staff. The staff cracked and shattered into pieces. The Ranger Slayer knelt there stunned as the morphing grid energy escaped and phased away. Raphael then swung his foot and kicked the Ranger Slayer in the head, knocking her to the ground. He stood over her. He then knelt down and with one sigh he struck her belt buckle, where her power morpher was placed, striking the power coin. The Ranger Slayer demorphed and April from a different universe laid there in pain and struggle. Her skin paler than usual, her eyes carrying the weight of sleepless nights and painful memories. Raphael grabbed her and pulled her off the ground as he stared at this alternate universe version of April. She was a threat to all Rangers, especially Pink Rangers, to his version of April, to his family, and Raphael let out a small growl as he knew he had to take care of the threat. He cannot allow the threat to stand, to be left alone. He couldn't trust the Ranger Council with his family and he knew what he had to do. He held on to the alternate April. He then bolted away using his speed and agility that only came from years of his ninja training, and he ran under the Astro Mega ship. He bolted upward, and with one fell jump he ascended into the sky. He used one of his sai to pierce the side of the thrusters of the Astro Megaship, and he hung there tightly with April in hand. He then swung April with all his might and slammed her into the thrusters, which were already ignited, keeping the Astro Megaship afloat. April's body burnt bright blue and scarlet red, and then combusted into ash within seconds, leaving no trace of the alternate April. Raphael then kicked off the ship, pulling out his sai as he did, and landed on the ground safely. He then shot over to the broken staff and stomped the remains into the dry mud. Kai and Carlos approached him. April, Cat, and Cassie are in the medbay, getting scanned over, but no visible damage. They should be awake soon, Kai stated. Good to hear, Raphael muttered. Hey, where did the crazy April go? Carlos asked. I took care of it, Raphael muttered. Kai and Carlos didn't question it. They just headed home, making sure to drop off Raphael back to New York first. The Pink Rangers were still asleep, so Kai promised to drop off April back to New York after she'd woken up and received a clean bill of health. Raphael headed back home, his home in the sewers where he found Master Splinter. He knelt down before his father and mentor and stared at the floor. He admitted what he did. He admitted his reasoning, and Master Splinter sighed a heavy sigh, and told Raphael that he understood his son's decision. He also mentioned that he was worried on how that would affect his sons. Not just Raphael, but his brothers too. But Raphael knew he did the right thing, eliminating a threat to his family, something he held dear to his heart, something he would protect, no matter what.